Hi, this is Paul Suellentrop from the Wichita Eagle and Kansas.com. We're here with the third edition of the Missouri Valley Conference Travel Channel. We'll be taking a look at Illinois State and the Twin Cities of Normal and Bloomington, Illinois. It's where Wichita State played Illinois State on Wednesday, defeating the Redbirds 70-55. Shockers improved to 20-0. Illinois State is the second largest Missouri Valley Conference school, right behind Missouri State. It's got an enrollment of around 20,000. Bloomington Normal, the Twin Cities, its population is around 165,000, which puts it right in the middle of the Missouri Valley Conference cities. Along with Terre Haute, it is one of the most centrally located of the Valley cities, and the travel situations for those schools are kind of interesting. It gives you an idea of how differently schools view the Missouri Valley Conference. For schools like Illinois State, the Valley is largely a bus league, and the geography makes a lot of sense. For the Redbirds, they have 4 trips, including St. Louis for the conference tournament, that are within 200 miles, and 4 more that are under 300 miles. 6 of its 9 conference opponents are within pretty much a 4-hour drive, and its longest trip is to Wichita, 581 miles. It's quite a difference for Wichita State and its athletes. The Shockers, they have 7 trips of 500 or more miles, and its closest MVC rival is Missouri State, which is 727 miles away. So there's big geographic difference between how those schools are located and how they travel. Illinois State, the university, is located in Normal, which, in my opinion, offers the best blend of a college town, but has the advantages of a medium-sized city. The parts of Normal that I go through are always very clean and well kept. State Farm is headquartered in Normal and provides a really stable source of good jobs. And it's kind of interesting. People tell me that it's difficult to get State Farm employees to pay full price for events because they're so used to receiving discounts to almost everything around the area through the company. Because of baseball trips, Normal is one of the towns I've spent the most time in, and it's always a good place to visit. Uptown Normal is a relatively new area, pretty close to campus, has a children's museum and several bars and restaurants. If you want a burrito as big as your head, Uptown Normal is the place to go. There's a calzone shop that I stopped at this most recent trip that has a calzone name for the Shockers. The Pub 2 is nearby campus and is one of those traditional college bars. Been around since the 70s, I think. And if there's a Pub 1, I've never seen it. I don't know where it is. Illinois State's campus pretty much dominates Normal, and its large dorms and the amount of resident students really give it a college feel that's missing in some of the Valley's larger cities. Its athletic facilities are going through a boom period, and a lot of this has to do with former athletic director Shan Zinger, who is now at the University of Kansas. The baseball stadium was renovated in 2008, held the Valley Tournament last spring. It's one of the nicer on-campus parks in the Missouri Valley Conference. The football stadium is undergoing a large renovation and expansion. It's located pretty close to Redbird Arena, where the basketball team plays. Redbird Arena was built in 1989, and it still looks really fresh and modern. It's well maintained. Seats 10,200, and Wednesday's crowd of 9,510 was the largest crowd since 2010. Bradley and Illinois State, it's a big rivalry. It's the closest geographic rivalry in the Missouri Valley Conference. The cities are separated by 39 miles, and that's the game that always draws a big crowd. Doug Collins is Illinois State's most famous basketball player, and the arena has a lot of tributes, a lot of memorabilia, and a statue out front recognizing his career. Wouldn't be a trip to Normal without giving you a look at Horton Fieldhouse, which, along with the place where Bradley used to play, Robertson Fieldhouse, are two of the kind of cool old places in the Valley, no longer used, but if you were a fan of the Shockers back in the early 80s, you would remember games from those two places. They always sounded like they were just the loudest basketball arenas on earth when you would listen to games on the radio or watch on TV from those two places. Horton Fieldhouse was the home of the basketball team from 1963 until Redbird Arena opened, Now they use it as a field house. They do track and field. They do gymnastics. Other teams practice there, baseball team, basketball team, all those kind of things. If you've seen the old pictures of it from when it was packed, it looks like one of those great old barns that really had a lot of atmosphere when it was full back in the day. So that's a quick tour of the Twin Cities, home of Illinois State. Wichita State plays at Drake on Saturday in Des Moines. That'll be the next stop in the Missouri Valley Conference Travel Channel. Thanks very much.